you. Let's see. We are, what day is it? Wednesday? Oh, it's Wednesday already. Wow. Um, this is Crafting Adventures with Miss Rita and her friends. You are my friends. Hello, welcome. Um, and I encourage you all to chat. Oops. Hold on. Okay, I had some reverb coming on another device. Hi, Leslie. How are you? We're going to be getting a storm, I think, in Massachusetts. I don't know. I heard that. And well, it'll be fun. February. We're supposed to get some snow. Okay, so today we're going to continue on making cards from those two image sets I told you about called Crazy Cards. So crazy cool cards and crazy cute cards. And I showed you yesterday how to find this page, which is the cartridge handbooks. But if you are not finding it, just go to your Google and type in Cricut cartridge handbooks and it will bring you to this page. It's kind of buried in among the help section, which by the way, there's a lot of really great help things at Cricut. If you ever have a question on how to do things, they have worked really hard to make that happen so that people will have answers, which I really appreciate about Cricut. And we're going to be doing this baseball card. Again, it's from this grouping called Crazy Cool Cards. I believe it's Crazy Cool Cards. And this one here, there's a lot of really great, actually, both of these, there's a lot of really great images in here. And yes, it is Crazy Cool Cards because you can see it over here. It doesn't look like much here, but when you scroll a little bit and you have a look at how it's put together and cut out, because all this stuff here really not so helpful anymore. It was at one time because we used to use the cartridges and then we used a little overlay and we would type in these letters S, F1, 10 to create that. But we use these handbooks now as reference to make cards digitally with Cricut Design Space. So today, yes, spring training. I was thinking about spring training, and I thought this would be a fun card to make for those that follow baseball. I'm going to show you today a few coloring or inking, I should say, techniques. So I didn't do any inking on this one, but isn't it adorable? But I think it would look even better with some inking. So I'm going to show you how that works. And this is what it looks like closed. And you open it up and it says play ball. And there are these two things. There's a mitt and a ball. Now I didn't attach these, but I suppose you could. I was just like kind of playing around with them, but I bet it would look really cool to attach them with one of our craft springs, our wobblies, our wobbles. Um, and I was thinking, oh, I'll find that, but I didn't find those this morning. And so I thought I would just show you the ink stuff. So this card, a craft spring, right? Wouldn't that look really cute? Would that look really cute, Loretta? I agree. A craft spring on that would look really adorable on the ball, like it was moving. And so let's go ahead and go down to Cricut Design Space and have a look. So this is my file that I took from Cricut Design Space. So what I'm going to do is just sort of group it together and hide it. And I'm going to show you how to find it. So we're going to go to images and then we're going to image sets. Remember, image sets are groupings of images. Some of them are older, like this one is from a cartridge. Others are newer. The older ones tend to have more images in the sets, just so if you're confused, is this an old one or a new one, you can kind of look at the number of images. There's some that have like over 100 images in the set. So we're going to type in crazy because that's what we are, crazy. And when we do that, you'll see down here, there's our crazy cool cards. There's also crazy cute cards that we've done a few things from already, and we'll continue to do them. And if you are interested in the jukebox, just want to let you know we're going to do the jukebox tomorrow. That one is on the crazy cute cards, I believe. No, let's see. Let me just check. Crazy cute. Where's the jukebox? It's in here somewhere. Oh, look at the Matryoshka. Oh, so nice. Yeah, so I don't see this. I'll have to find it, but we're going to do it tomorrow. Maybe it's in this one as well. Let's check. They have the boom box, but I want to do the, tomorrow we're going to do the thing. All right, so we're going to grab this. It's called Play Ball Baseball Card. It doesn't look like much, but when you add it to the canvas, you'll see, and it does come with an envelope. And what I did here is I ungrouped this, and then I selected them all and did a line center. Okay. I also put these envelope pieces to the back, and so I could just kind of see what I was working with here. Arrange, send to the back. And then I sort of regroup it again, and then I'm going to decide on the size. Well, it wasn't super helpful. The size wasn't super helpful on the handbook. I think it said 5.5, but it didn't really say, I think that's the finished size, which that's not super helpful. So what I decided to do was to think in terms of what it would look like opened. And I decided, what did I decide? I decided to make this, I think 8 inches or maybe 9. Let me just check the size. Yeah, 9 inches, about 9 inches. So when you do that, there's really not much else you have to do. So here it is, like 9. I'm going to do 9.5. All right. Now remember, when you are resizing, you need to resize all your pieces together or else they won't fit. And that was one huge mistake I used to make when I first started. So now we can ungroup it and have a look. So we have a baseball and a mitt like that. And you see we've got this play ball on red. And then this actually goes in the back when it's folded. And then you have these greens and then this green base. So this morning when I was, or actually yesterday when I was cutting this out, I decided to use a paper pack from Cricut. This is, I think it's just called Green Tones. Not sure if it's still available, but there are some really awesome greens in here. So I chose, I think I chose these two. Yeah, I did. I chose these two, I think, to cut them out. And what I did do is I used Smart paper sticker cardstock for this play ball piece. And the reason why I did that was because I didn't want to deal with putting too much glue on it. And I think it turned out really lovely. So I'm going to show you how I did that, okay? And not really necessary to cut this out. I already did cut it out. And I want to spend more time on the inking part than usual. But you'll see here, if you are going to be cutting out using the Smart Paper Sticker cardstock, you can actually move the baseball to the play ball wedges like that. And then when you cut it out of Smart Paper Sticker cardstock, I'm going to change this to without mat. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow me to do that, which is kind of weird. So let me see if I can maybe hide the envelope. Let's see how that works out. So let's hit Make It. Yeah, now it's on here. So I'm going to change it to without the mat, you see, and then I'm just going to use that white Smart Paper Sticker cardstock. It's a mouthful. And then I've got some browns and then the two greens, and you'll notice the big circle has the scoring. For this, if you have a maker and the scoring wheel, I would definitely recommend using that when you're scoring. If you're not going to use your maker, you don't have a maker, then make sure you go back and double up on the scoring like we did yesterday. And I'll show you that again. So I'm going to detach this scoring. So here's the scoring, and then I'm going to come up here and duplicate it. Once I do that, then I take all three pieces and I do align center, and then I attach. So now it's going to it's going to score twice. So it makes your score a little bit deeper than if you were to just do it one pass through with your scoring stylus. Now, if you have the maker and the scoring wheel, you don't have to do this, but it does help with the scoring stylus, but you do you. That's what this is about. You could do anything you like because these are your projects. So I'm not going to cut anything out today. I'm going to just move you down to my space so you can see how I do some things with ink. So I don't often do this because it's kind of like not a Cricut thing, but we are going on an adventure with these crafts. So I decided to show you something called inking, which is just a matter of taking some of your pieces and using a coordinating ink color. So I have 3 inks here, and I put the names of them on here. So this one is Later Gator. This one's Overzealous, and this one is Fake Plant. And these are all from Simon Hurley Create, which if you're not familiar with Simon Hurley, he's a very young man, and he does a lot of stamping and a lot of like layered tricks with backgrounds. I enjoy his videos. They're pretty cool and very ingenious. So I thought I would show you how to use these. So these tools, which by the way, you can pick up in like the beauty aisle or on Amazon. On Amazon, you can get like, I don't know, a dozen of them for less than $10. But at Michael's, they do actually have one that has 3 different color coordinated and then a place to clean it. So it's really a very fine brush. Look at that. I think it's intended as a makeup brush. But what it does really well is it spreads ink onto paper really well. And all you need to do, and let's just take each one of these and do that. So you just need to sort of rub this on your brush, and you can clean these brushes, by the way, but yeah, rub it on the brush, and then you can see here, look at how beautifully it goes on. There's no like streakiness to it. And this is this Later Gator? I think it is. Okay, Later Gator. Let's have a look at Overzealous. Now I don't think I have too much ink on here, so I think it's going to bring that color out really well. So Overzealous is that early spring green, I think. That's what I would call it. And this is Fake Plant, which is a lot darker. So based on these 3 and the project we're working on today, I think I'm going to try these 2. So let's have a look at our pieces. So here's our white done on the sticker cardstock, and here is our big piece, and then here are all the little pieces. So we're going to just focus on these green pieces with this. So let's just move this out of the way so we can have a look. Not really sure if we should do some on here, but I think I will try, and I'm going to do Fake Plant on this. So I'm going to load up my brush a little bit, and all I'm going to do is just sort of using a background piece of paper, just sort of go around the edges to give it a little bit of contrast. It's really fun to do this. Now, remember for this is going to be covered, so you don't really have to worry about all these edges, and you can just sort of move around the circle like this. Isn't that fun? I always use something on my mat just to kind of keep the ink from, so I don't have to clean off the mat. I can just throw away the ink. So there is that. And then let's do these two. I'm going to use, I think I'll use this. I use fake plant. So let's try overzealous on this. I'm going to use a new brush because it's a lighter color. And let's load up the ink on that. And this one here, these are going to show, so you do want to be a little more careful about it, but we're just going to do it like this. Isn't that cute? And it does give a little bit of contrast to it. Now, you can over ink. I know some people who like to ink everything, and like sometimes it's like, it's too much ink. But when we go into our special session on Saturday night with doing Dreaming Tree, inking is one thing that Dreaming Tree files do, that Leo from Dreaming Tree does a lot with his files. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's really very, it's just a little tiny bit. And I suppose I could do it on the whole piece like that if I wanted to. But it's a fun thing to play with. However, you can get a little crazy with the inking. Sometimes it looks better without the ink. Sometimes it looks better with the ink. It's not one of those. You just have to try it and see what it's going to look like, you know. So there we go. You're in love with Leo. He's a great guy. He is a great guy. I'm going to see if he can come to one of our sessions and show us or give us some input on what we're doing with projects. I think that would be a lot of fun. So once we have our inking done, we can just turn this over if we want to. We're going to then fold this. Now folding is super important that you get this right, just because it makes it hard for you to close the card. So you're going to really want to see here. I did this wrong because I was trying to fold it, and here is where the fold line is, and that's where I got off base, so to speak, last time I did this card. So I want to make sure I'm folding it on the, you see that, on the score line and not on, it's sort of not quite halfway. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Just going to fold it. So this is what I would call a squash card, because it kind of like squashes down and then opens up into a bigger card. And we did squash cards last year where we made the frog squash card also from one of these cartridges. We made the frog squash card and we changed it to a Valentine. And I'm wondering if you guys are interested in seeing that again, because that was really fun. And we're going to just go ahead and refold on all those fold lines just by doing back. Just going to make sure I do it correctly here on that middle piece. All right. Now it's just a matter of putting all of our little pieces on here, and we're going to take and just place them so you can see. So obviously the grass goes up. So what we're going to do is put the pieces here. Did I do this one? I don't think I did this one. Oh, I did. And then here for the outfield, you see. And then let's have a look at our white and red pieces. So here's the red pieces that are going to go here. And then here are the white pieces that I cut out with the Smart paper sticker cardstock. I already peeled it. So let's go ahead and do that part first. Here we go. So this says play ball, and I'm going to actually put this on with the sticker paper facing up. There we go. Volley. Let's do the other one. I was thinking this morning about baseball, and gosh, I really, really do love baseball. And what am I trying to say? I remember going, see, in Boston. Now, I don't know if it's the same now, but back in the day, in Boston, you could go in for the first day of the season, and it always coincided with something called the Boston Marathon. But I think that might have changed slightly. But I have been to Fenway Park, which is an amazing park. I've been to Fenway Park on opening day, and it's just, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I don't know if they do that anymore, but certainly very, very fun. I remember I have fond memories. Now, we could use glue, but I think I'll use the double stick tape on here. And we're just gonna go put the double stick tape on the back of these pieces. Yeah, Boston in the springtime is a load of fun. When I was younger, I used to go in there with friends and just have a blast. We used to do things called pub crawls. Yes, me. I used to go to all the different pubs with my friends and check them all out. We call it a pub crawl. And then we'd have people come in from out of town. This is when I was working for the book company, and people come in from out of town, and they got to know that our group was, like to have fun like that. So rather than going to lunch or whatever, we'd knock off early and go into town and do, dinner or just have fun. It's a big city, but it's a small feel. And if you ever want to come and visit, it is really just a gorgeous city. I would recommend late summer, early fall, or springtime. I was in Salem the other day picking up Owen, and I was really surprised at how many people come and visit during the off season. So in Salem, the off season is, the on season is Halloween. So the whole month of October, I kind of just avoid Salem. And did I do this wrong again? Come on. I want to make sure I'm not overlapping those score lines. So I think if I put it on like this, but it seems to not want to do that. Let's try it on this side. Is it possible that this side is slightly bigger? Nah, it's circle. But, oh well, it did it. There you go. All right, let's do this one now. Where's our double stick tape? Yeah, so I'm having a wicked deja vu right now, but yeah, Salem has become the tourist city in Massachusetts, a big tourist city, and it's so great to be right next to it, because then you don't have to deal with all of the headaches of the traffic, because certain roads that lead to Salem get trafficy, but during October in Peabody, it's not so bad. I mean, yeah, Lowell Street, Main Street becomes a little bit hard to navigate in that time. But if you've lived here, you learn all the ways around those streets, and you figure out how to get around here. And they're working towards making Peabody like kind of a destination city by putting in different things. So they have a brand new, well, it's not brand new. It's a old building. It's called the O'Shea Mansion that they sold to a developer that did some development on Pulaski Street, which is down by where the mills are. And he did such a great job that the city sold at a good price, I think. Sold the property because it was owned by the city, sold the property to this fella, and it's right in downtown Beauty, right off of Main Street. It's called it's going to be called the Bell Tavern. You can look it up. They have a Facebook page now. I think it's called the Bell Tavern. I'm not really terribly sure, but it's going to be like a tavern and a little boutique hotel. And I think it's just going to make Peabody so busy with tourists going forward. They're not opening until later. But oh my gosh, have you seen the pictures of this mansion? Just so amazing. So sorry, I like to gush about my fair city. I do love it. So and so we're going to be in the running with Salem soon. Isn't that great? So, yay, I'm excited. All right. So yesterday, I had kind of a meltdown. It was not a good day yesterday for me. But this morning I woke up. I still am in pain, but I had a great conversation with the specialty pharmacist at MGH, and I explained to her why I was feeling so frustrated with my care team. I don't know if I mentioned this, I probably did, but what happened was when we did the scans, we found out that the cancer had spread on my bones, which is why I'm in this pain, and that I do have a cracked pubic bone. I think it's like near my femur, so it's cracked, and that's what's causing the pain. But what they also told me was I wasn't taking the right medication. I have some sort of abnormality in my genes, and I was just kind of like upset because they had taken this test way back when, and then they only just checked it after they had bad results. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit off to me. So I was upset, but I'm glad I spoke to to somebody that is in a position to make a change, which is good. So, it's important, I think, to speak out and say your truth. I've always been one of those people like, yeah, but I don't want to seem like I'm a complainer, and I never want to be an inconvenience for anybody. But sometimes you just have to speak out and advocate for yourself. And that is what I learned. I've always advocated for like my son and for my mother. And I never thought that I was going to need to advocate for myself, but here I am, and and I'm doing it, and it was painful to do it, but I think it's gonna pay off, and I have a little more hope than I did yesterday, which is a good thing. So, but I did have a big old ugly cry, which, sometimes you just have to have one of those. I called my sister because my sister came over. There was like, after the show, my mother messed up her TV, and I was like trying to fix it. And I'm like, why did you unplug these cables? Because she was like, I was trying to turn it off. So I unplugged the cables, and I'm like, no, don't do that again. But I couldn't get the TV back on, so I had to do like this refresh. But it was just like, why did you touch that? And I realized she's like a little kid almost now, and so I have to just kind of treat her like I would treat, I don't know, my son when he was 5, and he just did things because it was interesting to do and didn't realize that there was problems involved with that. So anyway, did I put this on wrong? I put it on wrong. I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. All right, Rita, let's see if I can turn this around because we want it to be the right way. There we go. And that is why I'm using double stick tape. So there we go. Play ball. Anyway, sorry to be preaching, um, but yeah, it was a difficult day yesterday. But out of that, I did manage to come with some, I came up with some solutions. So for me, I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm learning how to problem solve for myself. And I decided to sit down and put down all of my priorities and the things that I'm responsible for, the things that I worry about. And I decided that I have way too many things that I worry about. So I am trying to offload some things, and one of them being I did get a cleaning company. They're coming next week, so I'm pretty excited about that. And of course, I'm like, I gotta clean my house because the cleaning company's coming, and I'm like, no, Rita, you can't do that because, you know, they that's their job, you know. So that's gonna be a challenge having somebody here when I'm here and cleaning the house and not, you know, being involved with that. But that's fine. She's coming next week. The woman is coming next week. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I had at one time thought that I wanted to get rid of the guinea pigs, but my mother adores them, and she just like she calls them her babies now. And so I'm like, I can't take them away from her. So I just asked, you know, Santo if he could help me with changing their litter and stuff. So I'm offloading a bunch of stuff, and that feels good. Feels good. All right. So I put all of the pieces in here. I haven't dealt with these pieces yet, but I put all these pieces here, and I'm just going to fold it like this. You see? This is why I call it a squash card, because it gets squashed down. Now there is an envelope, which I of course did not cut out, but there it is. And then here are our two little pieces here, but on the outside of the card, we're going to put our little, you know, the three bases. So we got two pieces here. Let's get some glue on there. Don't clean before they come. He is a blessing. Let me just wax poetic on Santo because he is really a blessing. Now he's still a guy, you know, he's still a guy, but he's so kind to my mother. And in fact, he gets angry if I raise my voice at all. And not even like I'm not mad, but I raise my voice if to my mother, like, no, mom, you got to do this. And he gets angry with me and he says, we are told in the Bible that we need to honor our mothers and fathers, and they're only going to, you know, and that he goes, maybe you won't get into heaven if you raise your voice. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I didn't mean to raise my voice. I was just like raising it so she could hear me. But he was like, no, we don't raise our voice to our parents. Now both of his parents are gone, so I'm going to take that advice and try to keep my cool and not raise my voice. I very seldom raise my voice, but like sometimes somebody's in the other room and you're like trying to yell loudly and it comes off as you yelling, you know, and you're just trying to communicate, then all right, so look at our fun card. Now we have these two pieces, and I would suppose that it would look good here and here, right? I would put the ball up here, and definitely need to find those craft springs, because those fun wobbles, which I bought in a, oh, here they are. Okay, good. Phew. All right, so here is called an Action Wobble. That's their brand name, and they are called Craft Springs, and I did get them from Michael's, thanks to my friend Loretta who found them there. I had a really hard time finding them at Michael's. And let's go and take off one side. You see there's these little like double stick tape bits. And then there's the spring. So let's put this on the ball. Oops, I'm going to put it in the middle. Press down and then take this part off. All right, and now we have to very carefully place it on here so that it does a little wobble. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. Do you do the same thing with the mitt? I don't know. The mitt is kind of big. So I want to be able to close it and not have the mitt get in there. But I love the baseball part. Oh, so cute. Yeah. Blue Jays. Yeah. Isn't Blue Jays, I don't know too much about baseball. I have a friend, a very old friend. I've talked about him before, and he loves to tease me because I know nothing about sports, and he's a huge sports fan. And so he'll say things like, "Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?" And I'll say, "No, when is that on?" Like everybody else knows, and I'm like, I don't have no idea when it's even on. And he's like, "It's on this Sunday," or something, or how did you enjoy the Super Bowl? That sort of thing. And he does it all the time to me. And it's just kind of funny. It's nice to have friends, isn't it? All right, we're going to try this here and see how we can close it up. Look at how cute this is, though. Oh my gosh. How adorable, huh? And then we'll fold it like this and put it in our envelope, which I did not cut. And there is our lovely cut. Yeah, it is. It's awesome. But turn the fingers toward the outside. Oh. Thank you, Joyce. All right, so she's saying turn the fingers towards the outside. And yeah, that works. Woo! Play ball! Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. And if you have somebody, like I know, you just think dimensionals for the gloves? I don't know. The ball is awesome on the wobble, but people say, some people are saying just put dimensionals on this. This is fun, isn't it? It's so much fun. It's so much fun to find things that are old and do them now, because people, my feeling is like people who are just getting into this hobby, they might have missed that back in the day. So this came out a very long time ago, and a lot of people, maybe they made it then. I don't know, but I didn't make it. And now I think I'm going to have to send this to my friend Jim, because he would really get a kick out of this. Play ball. All right. So that is today's project. I'm going to also, I'm going to send it to my friend Jim. That's today's project. Now, I want to talk to you because tomorrow we're going to do the jukebox. So we'll do that. But I need to get these giveaways out, and I'm really having a hard time with it. And I need to ask your help. And I think I'm going to ask Loretta, because she will help me maybe in trying to get these giveaways. So I have done all these giveaways, and Loretta keeps a really nice list of them. And I know some of you have been waiting for a really long time, and I really need to get this done, since in the spirit of asking for help, I'm going to ask for some suggestions about how I can get that out there. Maybe Loretta, being so organized, can help me. I'm stressing too much about them. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna do the jukebox tomorrow. So I do need some help on that, you guys. And if you think of any ideas, let me know. Also, just wanted to point out that this is now live in Design Space under my my community profile, and you can I'm going to add pictures to it. So if you have not yet experienced the community, go here to the hamburger icon and choose home. Okay, I know you can't see it now. All right, and go home, and you'll see here community. If you go to community, you can see it's just exponential. Like everybody's contributing to this. We have 77,000. I think when I first started talking about this, it was like maybe 5,000. So this is pretty amazing. And if you want to find me, so you can just type in Miss Rita, and you will find all the projects, not all the projects, but a lot of my projects. I have over 600 projects in that are free for design in Design Space. And then also people like Loretta right here, she was inspired by this project that I did, or this is Diana, inspired by my project. Leslie, Terry. So thank you for following me. And we usually do a giveaway on that page. Miss Rita, you share the files graciously. People can make themselves. I think giveaways nice, but not worth the stress. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Donate locally. Okay. I think it would be helpful. Loretta's saying, I think it would be helpful if those who want cards send a self-addressed stamped 8.5 by 11 size envelope to Miss Rita, so she can just stuff it. That might work. That might work. I don't know. I just want us to think about it. So there we go. So this is the community, and let's go over to Canvas. Okay, Benji, enough. So we're going to do the jukebox one. So what I would do here is I think I'm going to search images and just type in jukebox. And don't forget that Saturday night, we are doing our Zoom call with April, who is getting better. And maybe you should come to my house. Get her done. Yes, for sure. So that would be a lot of fun. So I don't see the jukebox. I'm sure if I scrolled around, I'll post a link so that you guys know how it goes. But yeah, I'm getting a little overwhelmed and I worry about it. And I did make this whole list of all my responsibilities. And on the list, number 6 is giveaways. And then, I have other things, my house, my dogs, my son, my mother, my work with Green Peabody and the Conservation Commission. And I've just got a lot on my plate right now. And when you're not feeling super great, it makes it hard. I don't mind paying for the postage. I have plenty of stamps. It's just getting them into the envelopes and getting them out to you is where I'm having a problem. So I don't know, guys, think on that. I mean, I'm not don't need them locally. So Miss April, last Saturday we had planned a Zoom where April and I and you guys, or some of you guys, were going to make 4 really fun projects from Dreaming Tree. They're going to be free this time, free. And April messaged me and said, "Oh my gosh, Rita, I'm at the emergency room. My dog got away from me on a walk, and I had to separate them, and I got bit on both my hands, and I tried to separate them." And my feeling about that, because I've been through that, is don't ever try to separate a dog's fighting with your hands anyway. So what I used to do with Lola. Oh, okay, yeah. No envelope, no card. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, and anyway, what I found out that works the best is water. So I've actually been in my kitchen. The dogs have been fighting, and we and I just took the hose thing on your thing and just whoosh, you know what I mean? Oh, an air horn. That's a great idea, Gloria. But I would just spray them and then they would get like confused and stop. And then I could separate them and put them in separate places. Oh, by the way, the jukebox card is in Crazy Cue Card. So if you're looking for it to make, yeah, they do. They can get, they're still dogs, and my dogs are very very, what's the word? They're protective. They're super protective of me. And so for some reason Lola was fighting with Benji. It was always Teddy Bear sitting there going, "What the heck? I just want to eat food." But but Lola being a girl and new to the household, and Benji being like a rescue, it wasn't a good mix. Anyway, air horn idea is a great idea. Grab behind the legs. Oh, wow. That's a great idea. That's a great idea to grab the hind legs. Never thought of that. Wow, that's pretty awesome. All right. So that is it for me for today. And we're going to do that jukebox tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this card. I really like it. And again, I'm going to send it out. I hope you can make it yourself. It will go into a square envelope, and there is an envelope in the file. So you can go ahead and make that with the envelope provided. And I hope you do make it. If you do make it and you're on Facebook, be sure to go to my group and post the pictures. I've seen a lot of people doing that lately, and I want to encourage you to continue to do that because it's so much fun to see the images. Awesome. All right. So we will see you again tomorrow. Look at how tiny this comes in. Oh, we got to make that bigger. And we'll see you tomorrow when we do this card. And I love y'all. And keep those crafting hands going. I love you, Babs. I love you. Yeah. Box them in a priority box and send Loretta to send out. Oh, I never thought of that. Why can't I just send them to Loretta? Not the just the daily ones. Oh my God, Loretta. Look what you're in for. I just love you, Loretta. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, have a lovely day. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again tomorrow. There's always tomorrow for dreams to come true. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.